Hi, everybody. So I just had like a random thought that popped into my head. Not just now, but like a couple of days ago, which is maybe I should do another um weird shit that I do episode. I think I only did the one. If I did a second one, then please somebody tell me so I can like retitle this episode. Um, but I figured, if you don't want to listen to anything too serious, um I like to say that this is still related to autism. That's the point of my podcast. But yeah, I think this is related to autism because we do some weird shit. Um, and I call it weird shit because that's how it's viewed. But not by, by like regular people, like, oh, you're fucking weird. But like to us it's normal. So like when I said more weird shit that I do, I don't really think it's weird. I might be embarrassed a little bit, but anyways, so I put some notes down so I can remember the stuff I wanted to add or say, whatever. Okay, now's your time to just click off if you don't want to listen to this bullshit. Okay. So first up is I have misophonia. I believe I've mentioned this before. Um, I've got misophonia like so bad that if murder were legal, well, never mind, I shouldn't joke about murder. I have misophonia so bad that like no, you know what? Because I would stab a motherfucker if like that was allowed. Would I? I don't know. This is not appropriate. Anyways, I fucking hate hearing people chew and making mouth noises and doing other things that just hurt my ears. They make me fly into like a rage inside my head. Um, I hate all people noises. Like, I love all the animal noises though, like the cats. Everything that I don't like in a human, I love in a cat. Like I love hearing them eat their food. It's just I don't know. I love their little mouth sounds. It's so cute. However, one cat, Xena, aka Bitchy Boo Boo, I do not like listening to her lick. Like it just sounds gross. It's just I don't know what it is about that one just this one cat, this poor cat. I just like sorry, that's not cute to me. It's just it kind of triggers this tiny misophonia. I don't know. Um but anyways, she's the exception, but so I don't know if that's weird. Or how about I over prepare um for like small tasks or in case I get kidnapped or something. Like, if I'm leaving the house, doesn't happen too often anymore, but I still leave. Um, I've got my little tiny messenger bag over my shoulder and I carry a couple of pens, a notepad, because you might need to write down a license plate. You could take a picture, but I have a hard time operating my phone quickly. So, but I can write like you wouldn't believe. A flashlight. I carry one of those around. And should I say this? It's not really a flashlight I carry. It's like I was at some store. I don't even remember where I bought this. I just wanted to buy it because I thought one day it might be useful. And that's like that it's a band that you put around the top of your head and it's got like a light thing and you click it and it's got different kinds of light, like on your head, a light, whatever. That's what I carry around. Um, you never know. Maybe you get caught in a cave or something. Pot gummies. I definitely carry those around because, you know, just in case. Because people usually, and then another just in case is scissors. I carry scissors because do you know how do you know how inconvenient it is to need to cut something? I don't know. I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but I carry scissors because like I've used them before. And I remember I was like several years ago, I remember having this thought of well, I don't remember what the thought was. Oh shit. Scissors just in case. I don't remember. No, I do remember. I had some thought. I don't remember what it was about, but I do remember thinking like I really need to start carrying scissors around. I don't think it was like to protect myself or stab somebody. I think it was just because, when you buy something at a store and like then you're in your car and you really want to open it, but it's something that has like they call it childproof packaging, but it's like everybody proof packaging. Like who the fuck can get open some of these things? Like um what is it? Back in the day, when flip phones were around. I mean, they're still around, but I would buy those. Like when I was in college, that was at the beginning of cell phones, kind of, not really, but close enough to the beginning. And I was so excited. I got this flip phone. Oh, I can't say it. Say it. Oh, I can't talk. Um, I thought it was the coolest thing because the only other cell phone I had had in my life was like um, some cheap shit over in England. I didn't even really know how to use the cell phone. I didn't actually use it for very much. So I don't know why I thought I needed to get another one, but I did. And remember those pay as you go? I don't know if they still do those, but I got those and I brought it to my car and I was so excited. I wanted to open it like right there. And if you know what like phone packaging is like you cannot open that shit with just your hands. You can't even use your teeth. No, you cannot use your teeth. So, scissors. Scissors are what is needed. And guess what I had on me? That's right. See, they're useful. So yeah, I over prepare for shit. But also like all of these things just in case I get kidnapped too. I don't know why anybody would want to take me, but whatever. Um, I also do things like secret point systems where I reward myself with imaginary points for doing stupid shit like folding the laundry. Um, uh, I just do. I mean, you can only give food to yourself as a reward so many times. And I love chocolate, but like, if I thought that I should get a reward for everything I do, I would just be eating chocolate all fucking day because that's how hard life is sometimes. Um, so yeah, I give myself like points, like, oh, you just got 5 points for doing that. And I don't know why, because I always like forget what number I'm at, and like math is just, I'm not good. But I still do it anyways. Um, what else do I have here? Oh, I forget, um, sometimes what's considered normal to regular people. This one I actually like am a little embarrassed about because I still do this. I was really bad with this in my 20s. I don't know how I made it out of my 20s, man. Like I should have died so many times. Oh my God, like how did I make it? Um, so I did this thing very frequently in my 20s and I got a kick out of it. And then I got older and I started developing like a better brain and I was like, you can't be doing that shit. Like, what's wrong with you? But I still do once in a great while, and that's usually when I'm in a mood. So it's like, I think it's perfectly fine to ignore like a cashier's shit talk, you know? Like, I don't like getting sucked into that at all costs. Um, I've even done this to like maybe more customers than cashiers, like the people that are in line ahead of me, behind me. But whoever tries to initiate shit talk, I'll say stuff like dumb shit, uh, like would you rather fight 10 duck-sized horses or one horse-sized duck? I heard that somewhere, and so I just thought I would ask it. And it's a simple question. Do you want to fight 10 duck-sized horses or one horse-sized duck? It's just very simple. But the looks that I would get, I mean, at the very least, it stopped the shit talk, which was my goal. I also secretly compete with people. In stores, I will race them without them knowing that they're in a race. Uh, especially if I have a cart and like I spot somebody that I think is kind of like me because like they're moving pretty quickly through the store, um, I'll fucking race them, and then I'll rejoice when I win inside my head. Nobody knows I'm doing this, but it's amusing to me. I also do like involuntary dance moves in public, of course. Like, if I hear something that like sounds like a even vaguely resembles a beat, I will do some like weird little shimmy, or I'll like wiggle my hip or my butt or whatever. Like, and I don't care in that moment who's watching. Like, I don't know why my brain cares about some things and not other things. Whatever. But I do that. I do dance. That's the one thing that like Alicia seems a bit embarrassed by when I do it. So that I make sure to do it. Um, let's see. Oh, I overthink the feelings of inanimate objects. For example, a couple weeks ago, I felt pretty guilty because I threw out a fork because I bent it by accident, and I couldn't tell you how I did that. I just know that I bent it, like seriously bent it. I don't know what the fuck I was doing. But I remember like tossing it in the trash and thinking, well, it tried its best. Thank you for all of the things that you gave me in my mouth. Like, oh, that didn't sound good. You know what I mean, though? Like, I loved that fork. And I will use silverware until they're not usable anymore. So I do not like changing things up, but that fork was my favorite. And I felt guilty. I was like, I'm sorry. Thank you for being there for me. Okay, I gotta move on. Other things is I will on purpose say words until they sound like weird. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, for example, repeating banana, 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 banana until it doesn't even look like a real word anymore. And you're just sitting there thinking like, this is weird that we say this word for this thing, banana. Does anybody do this? Please tell me it's not just me. I also talk back to podcasts and TV as if those people could hear me. Like I mean, I laugh all the time by myself at things that people say on the podcasts or TV. I think I think lots of people do that, and if they don't, they should, because why wouldn't you? Just because you're by yourself. But yeah, I mean, like I was listening to just like I could be listening to something. It was some episode of somebody's podcast, and they were shit talking Evil Dick, and I was like, fuck yes! Like, I was just like, as if the person were in the room, and then they would like say things, and I would provide answers. Like, I forget, I don't realize they can't hear me. This was recorded. Um, I also, I really like the iPhone option of just, that feature where you can quiet phone calls. Like, phone calls go to silent or something, like if they're considered spam. I love that because I'm so tired of like, and sometimes they'll get through too. Um, by that getting through, I mean I pick up. I don't know why. It's usually by accident. I don't know what the fuck I'm ever thinking when I pick up the phone to numbers I'm not familiar with. So, and it's always like, what do you call those people? Scammers or um people who want to sell you something, or I just call them all scammers because it's just very scammy behavior. And so like I'll realize, oh, I picked this phone up, I can just hang up. I've done it before, I don't fucking care. But sometimes I'll want to amuse myself, and so like I just will start talking in a fake British accent, and like then I'm just going to commit to that accent the entire conversation. I will act weird as fuck. I will say like strange things, and I'm fucking like laughing like quietly, like very quietly. Um and then when I decide that I've had enough of doing that, like I'll take it like 15 minutes into a conversation, and then I'll just say something dumb and like, or usually it's like, change my mind, bye. And I hang up that way. And then I wonder, did that person feel like those were like, were they really mad that I wasted their time or, because you're doing it to other people. So I do that. Um, I use my shirt as a napkin and I don't care. I'm actually not embarrassed by this. Like, it's usually a napkin for like chocolate because I don't know what, I just eat chocolate normally. But it just like it's my shirt is like a chocolate catcher and like then I look down and it's melted. I've got like melted brown spots on my shirt. And so like when I'm done with the chocolate, there's usually like a ring of it around my mouth because I eat like a child. And I take my shirt, the collar, and I just use it to wipe my mouth because I can't be bothered to go to the kitchen to get a napkin. Sometimes I do it when I'm standing in the kitchen. So there's that. I also misuse everyday objects. Let me just sort of, where am I at with time? Oh, not that bad. Um, oh, like I use keys to open a package instead of scissors. If like the keys were already in my hand, I've used spoons to spread butter. Um, because like I don't know, we don't have a lot of butter knives because we don't really use them except for butter. Oh, is that why they call them that? Whatever. We don't use those. So, sometimes when we're using butter on stuff, like we have two butter knives, and if they're both dirty, like if they're both in the sink, I am not washing it. This is not a lazy thing. I am not washing that fucking knife and then using it to get butter because I have this like weird thing. Like it just seems and my mind like makes it feel gross if like I use a utensil or eat off of a plate or like a bowl like within even like an hour of it being washed. I won't do it. It has to be dry. And we let everything air dry around here cuz we're lazy. Like who actually like dries dishes anymore with like towels? But so I've done that. Propping doors open with shoes instead of looking for an actual doorstop. Do they even sell those anymore? Who still uses doorstops? You got shoes. Um, butter. Oh, another use for a butter knife is who's used butter knives to tighten screws? I have. Like when the kitchen light goes off, there's a screw you have to undo to like get another light bulb in there. And it's like all of a sudden the screws were like oh no, she's coming to get us. And they run away and hide. Where the day before, I could have sworn I saw like five of them, but like all of a sudden, I see no screws, so I just use a butter knife. I think that's normal. Um, when I was in my 20s, I used to hold things together with chewing gum because I never bought tape. That's all I'm going to say. I don't do that anymore. It was my 20s. Um, I feel like I mentioned my 20s a lot. Like it was like a bad decade for me. Like holy shit. Anyways, beverages. Oh, I love to drink beverages. So like my room is in the back of the house and the kitchen is just on the other side of the house. So sometimes I'm like, what do I want right now? Or it's like, I'm going to drink this really quickly and then I'm going to want that. And then I'm probably going to want to drink that. And because I drink like so quickly, I just bring like three different things back to my room and I pick one to drink and then I set the other two by the window because it's winter and it's like a natural refrigerator. And so it keeps them cold for me. So, yep, do that. I eat things a bit oddly, like sandwiches that stemmed from like my childhood. I know I talked about that in an episode, like why I do this. I don't want to really get into that here, but I pick apart sandwiches with my fingers. Well, duh, because that's how you pick things apart. Oh my God. So like I don't eat a sandwich with everything like in just one bite. I don't care if like they make it right in front of me and they make it look pretty and boo boo boo. Like I'm like just shove this shit in there. And then what I like to do is like take off the top part, and then take everything in the middle out, and then put the other piece of bread on the other side, and then I just will like pick apart like a piece of cheese and eat that, or a piece of ham, and then I'll throw some little pieces to the kids because, cats deserve to have options as well. And yeah, I never bite into a sandwich. I also have never bitten into pizza or quesadillas or quesadilla. Yeah, I call them quesadillas because whatever. Or cookies. I don't know why. Have I ever stopped to wonder why I do this? Maybe that's for another time to think. I just do this. Does anybody else do this? Like with pizza, I never just pick it up and like take a bite out of it like lots of people probably do. I wait for it to cool down and then I just pick a little piece of cheese off or a piece of sausage and then I eat some dough separately. Like it's just not. And then cookies, I never bite into them. They have to be like picked apart by my fingers. I don't just take a bite, like I'd like to know if anybody else does this. Um, Something else weird that I do is this weird ass grocery store habit. When I used to go to grocery stores, I don't anymore because now I get them, I pick up. Anyways, nobody cares. Um, yeah, there's this really weird fucking grocery store habit. And you know what it is? Like I get something off the shelf that I think I want, and then maybe I'm a few aisles down, and I decide I actually don't want that thing. And then I walk back to the area where I got it from and I put it back where it belongs instead of leaving them anywhere like a fucking monster. Oh, wait, that's not weird. It's not weird. You know when this one started? When I was like a teenager working at the bakery and I would have part of my job was to stock the shelves. And so I would go to do that at the end of the day. And the fucking random shit that I find there because people are too fucking lazy to like, oh, I don't want this anymore. So they can't walk back and put it back. Hello? How lazy. Rude. And it's even ruder when it's cold stuff that ends up spoiling because some asshole fucking left it on a shelf because you couldn't be bothered to go back to a freezer. Oh, or a cooler or whatever. So if any of you out there does that, do not do that. It is annoying as fuck because it gives you extra work. Like you don't want to give people extra work. They're not being paid to do all that too. Or maybe they are, I don't know. Another thing I do that's weird is I rewrite to-do lists. Sometimes like I spend more time making the list look nice than I actually am when I do like the things on the list. Um because I write things like I write things specifically. Basically, I don't know how to say this. If I made a mistake or something, and like I wrote something in the order of the list when it's actually supposed to be like three items down, I will start all over. I don't care how long into that list I am. I will start over because there's no way I'm gonna like squeeze it in between two other things because it's not even on the line. And, like I can't do that. And I'm not going to wait until I get down to that step to do it then. I want to do it when I'm supposed to do it. So I'll rewrite to-do lists. This is like at least once a week. And it doesn't sound like a lot, but like I have a very thorough to-do list. And oh, this is something. This is what it was that made me think I needed to do this episode. Um I caught myself, not like I don't know I do this, but like I happen to be a little bit more aware than usual. And I caught myself like narrating my life mentally in the voice of David Attenborough. Oh my God. I love that dude's voice. It's going to be so sad when he dies because it's going to be any day now. He's old. And I don't mean that in a rude way. It's just a fact of life. I love David Attenborough. Did he already die? No, I don't think so. Um, And so, like, when I need a little drama in my life, I'll think things like this is all in my head in the voice of David Attenborough. And I'll be like, narrating my life. Just as she stepped outside, she had no idea the chaos that awaited. That's not his voice, but you know what I mean. Grocery stores, when I used to go there, I would narrate in there. I would be like, little did they know their quest for avocados would lead them to the darkest depths of the produce section, where danger and a suspiciously mushy fruit awaited. Passwords? So sick of like passwords because I can never remember them and they say don't make them all the same. And then I made them all the same thinking, what's the big deal? And like several of my accounts got hacked into because I use the same goddamn password. So I know not to do that now. Um, but sometimes I just think to myself when I realize I don't know the password, in my mind, I'll be like, and Ange realized the password was not in her mind, nor in her notes. It was lost forever. Traffic? Ooh. I don't really have any anger when I drive anymore because I don't drive far and I use the same, like, I just don't drive far. I don't have to go far places because no. Um, but like, no, I mean, I do think these things sometimes, but I wouldn't really liken this to road rage. I would just like to I think I might have started this to just work my way out of being a road rager because I was a bad one. And I got to a point where it's like I don't want to be this person anymore and I don't know how to make it stop. So I would try to like find things to like distract me when I really wanted to like lay on the horn, flick someone off. Um so I just go she's trapped behind the world's slowest driver. And she pondered her fate. Would she ever know the sweet taste of freedom again? I would rather do that than like flip somebody off these days. Or I thought this one this morning. Though the bed was soft and the hour late, they rose. Oh no, this was last night. They rose once more. Wait, is there two people on this one? Nobody cares. Basically, I went to bed, it was soft, and the hour was late, and I rose once more, for I had forgotten to turn off the kitchen light. And what kind of just creature goes to sleep knowing they left a light on? Wow, who does that? Like, you gotta get up. Um, her phone was at 2%. The charger was across the room, and her will to get up was as weak as their battery. No, I don't know. It wasn't just a raincoat. It was a symbol of preparedness, of survival, of triumph over the elements. Please tell me if anybody else does this shit. I'm still gonna do it, but I don't know. I like David Attenborough's voice. It's just so soothing, and I love all of the documentaries that he does with like the animals and stuff. Um, I just love listening to him talk. No wonder he's in all those things. But anyways, yeah, so like I do this pretty much daily, multiple times throughout the day. And now I'm really aware of this, and I need to add this to the list of things to inspect about myself. And then what do I have any more? Oh, I wrote down silent screaming. Does anybody do this? So like, oh, you might stop listening to me after this. So like in my 20s, because that's when everything not good happens. Um, Me and Alicia went into a sex store. We thought it would be like fun, like, oh, let's go into a sex store. This is embarrassing for me to admit, so I'm just gonna admit it anyways that we did that. I know it's not like abnormal. They're there for a reason. But anyways, I was like, I was so embarrassed to be in there. And she ended up picking out a dildo. And I was like, oh my God, we got to get out of the store, get in the car. And we weren't even like, it wasn't even around where anybody we knew would shop. It was like in this like different just, it was in the city. And I was embarrassed. And I was like, get me the fuck out of here. Like, what if somebody sees me? And so now this will make complete sense because as soon as Alicia like started the car and started driving off, um, I took out my scissors and I opened the dildo package and I rolled the window down and just waved the dildo outside the car for everybody to see. And as I'm saying this, I'm actually doing it right now over my head like a fucking lasso. Like I just was like, look at this dildo. Cuz what were they going to do? Be uncomfortable? That was what I was going for. And Alicia was embarrassed. She's like, "Oh my god." Oh, okay, so that's my 20s. Now, what I do is like I'll be driving and like there's a stoplight and like the person next to me. I don't know why people will just look next to them into the other person's car to I don't look at people. I don't want to do that. That's weird to me. I just stare straight ahead. I don't know. I don't want to look at people and like I just think it's weird. Isn't that weird? Like, why do you need to look over and see who's in that car? So, anyways, when it's a particularly busy time that I accidentally caught myself in, and we're at that light for a while, um, I'll look over and I'll open my mouth like I'm screaming in horror, but I make absolutely no sound. I'm just like it's just like you know that scary movie that got that mask that they used for the scary movies. That's how I imagine my face might look when I make this silent scream. I don't know that they know that like I'm not really screaming, but the looks I get are hilarious. So I'm just gonna keep doing it when I'm bored. Um, I think that's it. So if anybody does any of these things, don't you think you owe it to me to let me know? Because if you're sitting there and you're thinking, oh my God, yeah, ooh, oh yeah, I do that. You better tell me because I really need like some sort of validation. Oh my God. Maybe, hopefully, this was helpful in some capacity for you. Just in case anybody was wondering, I'm not on any marijuana. I do not drink alcohol. This is just pure autism. You're welcome. Thanks for listening. Okay, bye.